Okay, I think we're going to get started. Well, thank you everyone for joining the webinar today. My name is Craig Chanoff. I'm the Chief Customer Officer of Everfi. And over the last 18 months, we've really worked tirelessly to move about 2,000 of our partners to our next generation platform we call Foundry. This platform was designed to help administrators with the dozens of Everfi courses that focus on creating safer and healthier community. And for our higher education partners, we're deploying the courses to students, faculty, and staff. We're committed to ensuring that we have the content, the data, and the administrative tools you need to successfully deploy our technology. We know that Foundry has taken time to develop and for our administrators to learn, and we genuinely appreciate the partners that we have that have given us feedback along the way as we could continue to enhance the technology. I'm really pleased to see so many attendees on today's webinar from across our partnership. Everfi hasn't done a technical webinar like this before that is focused on the administration of our platform. We want your feedback. We find that it's valuable. And this will be an enhancement that's, really, there are going to be enhancements to Foundry that come throughout the year. And really, we want to know what the best medium is to get this info out to our community. And so this is just one example in which we're trying. At the end of the session today, you're going to receive an email with a recording of the webinar, as well as an opportunity to provide input, and we would welcome that. And with that said, I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Mary, who's going to walk us through today's topics.
All right, thank you, Craig. And again, welcome everyone to the webinar today. We are excited to take some time to share the recent and upcoming enhancements to the technology, the courses, and the customer experience that you will experience each time you interact with Everfi. We understand that deploying Everfi courses is only a portion of your job, and our goal is to ensure that the technology allows you to do that in a scalable and efficient way. The content is top-notch, and when you require support, you can access it easily. So today we're going to cover these three topics: the technology, the course, and the customer experience updates. Let's get started with the platform technology enhancements. Everfi is focused on creating a tool that allows you as an administrator to easily implement courses to your learners for maximum impact with minimal effort on your part. Today, we'll focus on the three different platform enhancements that our team is working on currently. Those three include UX design, role-based portals, and the assignment console. Each of these areas are a part of the platform that we've selected to focus on in the first half of 2021, but there'll certainly be more technology enhancements as we move through the year. As a part of our goal to make our platform and our tools more easily used by the administrator, we've worked over the last few years to create a platform that focuses on just that. We call that platform Foundry. As a note, all of the enhancements that you're going to hear about today are implemented on Foundry, our new platform. If you're on one of Everfi's legacy platforms, such as LawRoom, Workplace Answers, or Homeroom, we highly recommend reaching out to the Everfi team to start the process of migrating over to Foundry. We'll be following up with an email that provides information on the steps to start that process after the webinar, so feel free to reach out to us and ask questions. The new platform leverages the latest technology to create a more seamless administrative experience, increase opportunities for customization, and provide greater access to data and reporting. Some features on Foundry are new, such as a customizable login portal, which allows you to brand that page for your learners, or automated assignments that allow you to preset an assignment to go out to learners based on a certain criteria. Other features like invitations received enhancements. Not only can you now customize an invitation, but you can save that invitation and use it the next time you make an assignment, which is definitely a time saver. Through real-time dashboards that aggregate usage and survey data, decision makers will have the ability to identify improvements and focus areas, report on compliance, and tell a powerful impact story. As we continue to enhance the platform features, you'll hear about these updates that we make to improve your daily workflow. We're excited about the platform and have seen so much success for our customers who are already utilizing it. The first enhancement that we'll talk about today is the UX design. What you're seeing on the screen are the updated visuals, many of which are already reflected within the platform. The design changes were focused on making Foundry more consistent, more user-friendly, and accessible. So what does that all mean? You can expect that when action is required on your part within the platform, such as creating an assignment or configuring a course, the button to begin that action is located in a similar place from page to page. You shouldn't have to search the page to find what you're looking for. Another small but impactful change is the placement of the filters. By moving the filters, the team was able to provide more space on the page for important information that you, as an administrator, are looking to view. Here we can see a quick before and after snapshot of the changes to the views. This is the same screen, but the filters have been moved and the buttons have been updated. By moving the filters to the top, the administrator has more space to view the user details. While these updates may feel minor, when combined, they make a world of difference in your experience and interactions within the platform. Over the course of 2021, we will continue to invest in the look and feel of Foundry and your interactions within the tool. If you are an administrator within Foundry now that manages assignments for both your student and employee learners, I'm sure you found areas of the platform where the information is blended for these types of learners. What I mean by this is when you look at your categories or labels, you see the categories you created for students and for employees. There's no segmentation between the two. With the role-based portals, administrators will be able to segment the information within Foundry based on the role they are currently acting in. If you're assigning courses to students, you're going to be able to see the student information and vice versa for your employees. On the screen, we can see an example of the content library. Currently, all of the courses within your contract are viewable in one view, which can be overwhelming if you're only looking to assign student courses. You can see in the top left-hand corner, that you have a faculty and staff or a student view, and you can toggle between the two if you have those permissions. So in the near future, you'll be able to see these in separate screens as you navigate from each role that you may hold. The final portion of the platform that I'd like to share today as an enhancement is surrounding what we call the assignment console and how you, as an administrator, interact when creating and distributing content through assignments. Foundry requires administrators to create assignments in order to distribute your content, much like Law Room or Workplace Answers. While the process of creating an assignment can be very simple, we did receive feedback for two areas of concern and improvement. In order to address the assignment improvements, we released a new feature, which is called training periods. Training periods increase flexibility and simplify retraining of your learners. Training periods are also tied to new features that will be coming out in the second half of the year. To dive in a little deeper, what I mean by increased flexibility is that when an administrator creates an assignment currently using the old logic and the assignment is live, the ability to adjust the assignment settings, such as the due date or the reminder cadence, are limited. With the new features being released, administrators will have more flexibility in making those updates once you've pressed Create Assignment. The second area of feedback for assignments was surrounding duplicative assignments for the same learner. With the introduction of training periods, administrators only need to remember one rule: that a learner will not be assigned the same content more than once in a single training period. This means that multiple administrators can assign courses independently without having to coordinate with each other to ensure learners don't receive duplicative assignments unintentionally. Training periods are available now and can be utilized by your organization. The feature does require Everfi to be activated to ensure your organization is ready to switch to the new logic. Again, if you're interested in learning more, we will be sending out information in the follow-up email. We'll also be sharing instructions regarding how to activate this feature for your organization. We are very excited about these enhancements and believe they will be a major impact for your use of the platform. There are, of course, more updates coming in 2021, which we'll continue to share as we approach those release dates. Everfi not only focused on technology in 2021, but the content as well. The next portion of the presentation will focus on the course updates for the first half of 2021. In 2020, Everfi reviewed the library of courses and prioritized what we call the refresh of each course, determining what enhancements needed to be made and when. There are two types of enhancements we made to the courses. Not all of the courses got both types of enhancements. We made technology improvements and content enhancements. The first type of enhancement you may see in a course is called a course technology enhancement. With the improvement of the technology that our courses are built on, we're able to ensure that the courses are mobile first, have a modern course design, configurable, and accessible. We understand that not every learner may be accessing our courses through a desktop or a laptop. By creating mobile-first courses, learners are able to access the information via mobile or tablet as well. Next was the modern course design. While reviewing the courses, we wanted to ensure that the look and the feel of the courses was fresh and innovative. It's important that learners connect to the content, but also the look and the feel to maintain their interest in the course. One piece of feedback that we get very often from learners is that they would like their courses to feel more like they're tailored to their organization. To that end, we proactively added more customization options to our refresh courses. Many of the courses already include a welcome letter, a welcome video, and custom survey questions. But now there are additional options for you to add in content throughout the course. Of course, this does vary from course to course. These customization options are a great opportunity for you to include senior leadership and administration in the course. These configurations are optional, so it's up to you to use as you wish. If you don't utilize a particular page, it will not appear in the course and learners will skip right to the next piece of content. Finally, Everfi is deeply committed to ensuring that all learners are able to access and experience our digital learning courses. Everfi solutions are designed to be accessible under the Americans with Disabilities Act, Sections 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, and WCAG 2.0 standards. While we do not fully conform to WCAG 2.0 Level A and Level AA, we are modifying our procedures and frameworks in 2021 to better enable our solutions to meet these technical standards. Together, these improvements allow for an enhanced learner experience while within the course. So which courses were refreshed so far with the technology enhancements? On the screen, you'll see a list of the courses that were refreshed in 2020. And I'll be sure to pause if you want to take a quick screenshot, but certainly in our follow-up, there will be a list of these courses. If your current contract includes these courses, they'll be available for you to use now. We will share how to access the new courses and any action steps that will be required on your part in our follow-up email. I'm going to pause here for just a second. All right. The second type of enhancement we made in 2020 was content enhancements. There were 3 courses that received more than just the technology updates. Those were Preventing Harassment and Discrimination, formerly known as Harassment and Discrimination Prevention, Code of Conduct, and accommodating people with disabilities, formerly known as accommodating disabilities. Much like the harassment and discrimination prevention course, Preventing Harassment and Discrimination, or PhD as I like to call it, was built for flexibility. Everfi's PhD course provides corporate, not-for-profit, and higher education institutions with a tool to build organizational and institutional cultures that promote respect and professionalism, thereby preventing harassment and discrimination. This course is designed for both non-supervisory employees and supervisory employees. The difference between the two courses is that you will see role-based versioning of the course instead of one version. This allows organizations to promote their employees from non-supervisor to supervisor to track the assignment of each version of the course. For the Code of Conduct course, Everfi did an analysis by looking at course usage and deployments to determine the topics that were most commonly used by audiences in the markets that we serve. We worked with a third party to audit the legacy course to determine which topics were most relevant and had potential to maintain relevancy and thus should be brought into a rebuild. The Accommodating People with Disabilities course was redesigned to be more inclusive. As you can see by the name itself, there was an addition of people first language throughout the course. There's also content for US and California specific versions, and dedicated content for our higher education market to include student accommodations and student privacy. The final content update that I'll share is the refresh of our diversity course. This year, we are heavily investing in our diversity and inclusion courses. Everfi already offers training for students and for employees, which introduces topics like diversity, inclusion, respect, and allyship. This year, we're reapproaching these topics with 3 new courses, one for students, one for employees, and one for organizational leaders. These new courses draw from the latest research in the field and include new topics like anti-racism. These courses will be available in 2021, but please reach out to your account manager if you'd like more specific information around this course. We also recognize that many students do not speak English as their first language. This year, we're translating our most popular student courses into Spanish, with the first 2, Alcohol EDU for College and Sexual Assault Prevention for Undergraduates, coming out in April. We're very excited to be introducing Spanish translations to our student courses. We also want to acknowledge the hard work and commitment of HSIs and the community colleges in supporting Hispanic students in their educational journey with discounted pricing. Everfi is the only prevention education provider that offers Spanish translations for their student catalog, which we're very excited about. Finally, a sneak peek into the second half of the year when we will be rebuilding a few more courses. In these courses, you can expect similar updates to the 2021 course updates with the mobile-first design and enhanced accessibility and configurations. There are a lot of new updates and new courses coming out this year to make sure your learner experience is fresh and engaging. The final section of today's webinar is to review the updates and enhancements surrounding your experience as an administrator with the Everfi products. There is a lot of information available to you as an administrator to keep you informed regarding how the platform works and new features and products. The Resource Center is your one-stop shop for all information Everfi. The Resource Center is broken down into sections. The first 2 are the Resource Library and the Administrator Knowledge Base. The Resource Library is where you can find the listing of all courses along with course details, including maps, compliance guides, and much more. The Administrator Knowledge Base is where you will find the how-to articles. The articles include videos, screenshots, and step-by-step instructions regarding how to use the platform. For instance, how to add a user or assign a course. We have a dedicated team to update these articles on a regular basis, as well as create new content to ensure that you have everything you need to be successful without the direct help of someone from our team. The other sections of the Resource Center provide you information regarding your support experience. As you can see from this webinar, we've made many feature and product updates and will continue to do so. While we hope to share this information more frequently, we also want to ensure that you can find the information you need when you need it. Within the Resource Center, you will find a section for platform updates. This is where we will include release notes every 2 weeks for customer-facing updates. The status page can be referenced for system-wide outages. On the rare occasion that Everfi has an outage, be it with a course or the platform, we will be posting the status on this page. Administrators can reference this page if they're receiving frequent inquiries from learners. This will allow you to see if there's an issue, if we have a resolution, the timing of that resolution, and eventually the root cause of the issue at hand. Finally, within the Resource Center, you can track your support tickets. This will allow you to see which tickets are open, but also have a historical reference to any cases you have previously submitted. All of these areas have been added or enhanced to ensure that you have information at your fingertips. And in our follow-up emails, we'll be sure to provide quick links, which I highly recommend bookmarking those pages for. While this concludes the update portion of our webinar today, I do want to highlight that the goal of this webinar is to keep our customers informed. You can expect to see more communication from Everfi regarding these updates in 2021 as we move through the year. We hope the information was helpful to you, and as always, we welcome your feedback regarding how we can continue to improve. Following the webinar, as Craig mentioned, we'll be sending a survey to collect that feedback. To end today, I want to open the floor for some questions and answers. Please feel free to type your questions into the chat feature and we'll address them as they come in. Thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to answering your questions. All right, we did have a question come in here. The first question that we had was, what is the timeline for the release of the role-based portal? It's a great question. So the role-based portal, along with many of the other features that we've had that aren't released quite yet, are set for the first half of 2021. So as we get ready for that, you'll actually be receiving some of those emails as they come out. We don't have a set date right now, but it should be within the first half of the year. Let's see. Another question we had is, what is the, let's see, oh, make sure I read that right. How do I know if I'm using the refresh version of the courses? You mentioned they were already live. So how do I know? That's a great question. So for the new courses that have already been refreshed and released, some of our organizations have worked with their account manager to utilize those courses, and they're in their library. In our follow-up email, we'll give you instructions on how to identify which version you're using, but ultimately there is either an image for the newly refreshed courses or an Everfi logo for a course that has not yet been refreshed. There'll also be a listing of those courses in our follow-up. In follow-up to that, do I have to do anything once you add the new course in order to use it? It's a great question. So we will be sending instructions. There are a few steps that you'll need to take. They're optional. So if you, an example of that is if you have a policy in the course currently and you want to continue to use that policy, you will have to what we call transpose that. It's a quick 5-minute activity to move your policy from one to the other course. Fantastic. We're getting a lot of great questions. I'm just gonna take a look at those questions so I can answer some more of them. one of the questions was, just to clarify, our company has Law Room. These updates are only for the Foundry platform and not Law Room. So that is correct. These updates are only going to be made available on Foundry. However, it is our goal to migrate all of our customers to the new platform before the end of 2021. We want to make sure that you have access to all of these great updates. And so if you are ready to take advantage of these content updates and these feature updates, you can certainly reach out to the Everfi team. Again, we'll have a way for you to do that in our follow-up so that we can start that process for your organization. Another great question, when you're looking to make updates, are you considering visual impairments such as screen readers for courses around DEI or alcohol EDU? My college is seeing an increase in students with visual impairments. That's a great question. And that is really a lot of what we did with the work in the technology enhancements and why we refreshed a lot of these courses. The accessibility portion was a major play in those updates. And so you will see more options for the voiceover. You will see a lot more accessibility changes as you use a screen reader within the course. It's a great question. So there were a couple of questions on who we can contact to find out information within your contract, or if you don't have an assigned Everfi account manager, who can help you with the account updates. If you know who your account manager is, you can certainly reach out to them directly. In the follow-up email for any of the changes we've discussed today, there is a way to work with our customer experience team on these specific changes. Contract questions would go to your account manager, but certainly you can submit a support ticket on our resource center, and we'll be sure to direct you to the right contact to answer any and all of your questions. Yeah, so we had a great question around, can we show exactly where we can see the mentioned updates and the tickets? So I'm guessing you're referring to the platform updates page as well as the tracking tickets. I won't try to go into my web browser from the presentation right now, but in the response or in the follow-up, there are direct links to each one of these pages. So very quickly, you'll be able to click on platform updates. It will take you directly to the page so that you don't have to search.
Yeah, but if I'll just jump in, if you go to resources.everfi.com, you'll be able to see that, relevant information.
Yes, you will.
There was a really good question about student-related inquiries or learner-related inquiries and how they're handled by support. So that's a really good question that if you want to email me at craig@everfi.com, I'll follow up with you. It's not something that we've done historically. Our learner support is a little bit different than our admin support. The learner support, obviously, we take hundreds of thousands of contacts per year, and I don't know if we've got a way in which we're really tracking in a way that's consistent about what university or school they're calling in from. But that's really good feedback and something we've clearly got to provide some visibility for y'all into.
That's great. There are a couple of questions scattered in here regarding survey data and progress data. That was not one of the updates that we put on the list for today. We are heavily investing in our data platform and making the reports within the platform more usable and action-oriented. So certainly you will see some updates in regards to the progress reports as well as the survey data that you're looking at, whether that includes different types of benchmarks, different visuals that you can use within your presentations, and just really being able to pull out insights a little bit more easily so that you can act upon them. So there will be some updates, and I'm sure in our next our next session that we have, that portion will be highlighted for you all. So certainly keep a lookout for anything around the data platform team. We know that that is a major area of focus for our campus partners. And so certainly we're investing in that as well. I did see a question around if there was a cost for the migration. There is no cost to move to the new platform. We want to make sure that everybody has access to the newest features and the platform, and so there's no cost associated there. All right. I think we answered most of the questions that came in. If we did not get to your specific question, once the webinar is over, we'll be replying individually to anybody who asked a question that was a little bit more specific to your organization or to a certain feature. So certainly if you didn't hear me read out your question and provide you an answer, I will be following up with you as well. So again, feel free to continue to put questions in. I'm happy to stay on the line. I know we scheduled a full hour and we finished early, which I'm happy to have more discussion with everybody. So certainly, if you have questions, stay on the line and continue to ask them, and we'll be replying to those in emails as well. But I appreciate everyone's time here today. I hope that you received some insight into where Everfi is dedicating the efforts and energies to improve the platform, the courses, and of course, the experience when interacting with Everfi. So we hope that you have a great rest of your day, and feel free to follow up to our email with any additional questions you may have. We'll be sending that out shortly, as well as a recording for the webinar and resources to follow up. All right. I'll stay on the line, but if you don't have any questions, feel free to drop off. And again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I see a question coming in around score and packages. Rim, if you want to type in your questions, I can answer those here as well. You have a very specific SCORM question. That's great. I will write down your name, and if you want to type in your email address, I can have someone reach out about the exit button at the end of the course for SCORM. So that is a very specific question I may not be able to answer on the line here, but I know that we have people that can reach out and answer that question for you. So feel free to insert your email address and I'll have someone reach out for you. And thank you for adding your email address in there. I will make sure someone reaches out to you. Allison, I see your email address as well, and I'll make sure someone reaches out to you as well. Thank you. All right, I don't see any questions coming in, so I am going to end the webinar. If you have questions, feel free to follow up to our emails and survey, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.